Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. I hope you're all well. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me so I know that I'm not just talking to myself. That would be awesome. And welcome to the Spirit Guide Show. Let me know where you're from while people are joining us. Thanks Carolina for letting me know that sound and visual are perfect. Great to know. As you might or might not know yet, October is Spiritual Activism Month. So every month has a theme. We started last month. This month is spiritual activism. And all episodes of the Spirit Guide Show throughout October are dedicated to this common theme. And then culminate in a live group ceremony on October 26th, during which you will be initiated as a spiritual activist by your spirit guides. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. Throughout October, I will teach you to be a bridge between the spirit world and the human world. Live with purpose every day and make this world a better place with the help of your spirit guides. All right, so Maria says she can see me and hear me. Ayesha says she can only hear me. Maybe try reloading the page. That usually helps because it seems to work for everyone else. All right, so of course, about this spiritual activism month, you will receive all the relevant info via email every Friday. All right, so like I mentioned before, last month's theme was first contact, and it was all about connecting with your spirit guides for the first time. And if you missed it, no problem. You can watch all the replays here. All right. So today is the first episode in our new spiritual activism series, and we will talk about the 3 ways to become a spiritual activist. All right, so by the end of the show, you will know what exactly is spiritual activism, how can I become a bridge between the spirit world and the human world, how can I find my purpose, and how can I use the connection to my spirit guides to make this world a better place. In the second part of the show, as always, we'll do a Q&A, so you can ask me any kind of question about spiritual activism or anything else to do with spirit guides, and I'm happy to answer them. And then in the third part, I'll do mini readings for anyone who has never had a reading from me before. All right, so before we start, let me introduce myself in case you don't know who I am yet. My name is Yamile Yemoonyah, and I'm a spirit guide medium, which means I can give you messages from your spirit guides and tell you who your spirit guides are. I'm also a Hay House author. I'm writing a book right now about spirit guides. It will be published next year. And I'm also host of the Spirit Guide Show and founder of Spirit Guide Society, and we will talk about that a little bit later as well. You can find me at the spiritguidemedium.com, and I'll post that in the chat as well. There you go. And yeah, let me know. Have you ever come across the term spiritual activism before? And if you want to, let us know what your definition is of spiritual activism. So just type yes or no. Have you ever heard of this term before? And if yes, if you want to, you can let us know what you think it means. All right, Carolina says no, she's never heard it. Bonnie says new term. Hey, Bonnie. Margot says no. Kelly says no. Angie says no, new to me. Awesome. All right, so while you're at it, share this live stream with anyone that you think might be interested. There's a share button, I think up there somewhere if you're on your laptop, and if you're on your phone, it's down there somewhere. You can also share it in spiritual Facebook groups where people are interested in this topic. And if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, come on over here. Find the link either in the description above or below, depending on where you're watching. Because only here can I answer your questions, and only here can I do mini readings for you later on. Also, if you have tech issues, and that happened just now to Carolina, I think it was, reload your page, refresh your browser, because that fixes the problem in 99% of the times. All right, so let's see. We have lots of people. We have Melly from Florida, Alicia from Los Gatos, California, Ayesha from Tennessee, Kelly from San Antonio, Texas, Maria from California. She's here very often. We have George from Southern California, Sarah from the UK, yay. We have Carolina from Barcelona. Awesome. I love Barcelona. I lived there in 2016. Had some awesome adventures there as well. Donna from Utah. Margot from cold Minnesota. Sorry about that. Yeah, and lots of other people. Thanks everyone for coming. Now let's dive right in. All right. So first of all, what exactly is spiritual activism? Let's start by defining that term. So spiritual activism, as I see it, is the act of taking spiritual principles and practically applying them in the physical world in order to create a more egalitarian, inclusive, and collaborative place for ourselves and others. So again, let me say that one more time because that's a longer description. Spiritual activism is the act of taking spiritual principles and practically applying them in the physical world in order to create a more egalitarian, inclusive, and collaborative place for ourselves and others. So, what are the 3 ways to become a spiritual activist? First of all, you want to become a bridge between the spirit world and the human world. You want to be like a straw through which spirit can flow and do its thing. Basically, you're a medium, but not because you are like a go between the spirit world and the physical world and human world, but not maybe in the traditional sense that you deliver messages from spirits, unless you want to, of course, that's totally fine. Go for it or do your thing. But in this sense, it can also be that the energies that flow from the spirit world can manifest in the physical and human world through you. And this could happen either through your creative endeavors as a painter, writer, gardener, cook, whatever it is. A lot of artists know when you go into this flow state, when you don't think anymore, when your brain is quiet and just focused on the task, but it almost feels like you are not the one creating, but it's like spirit that creates through you, and all you have to do is get out of the way. So if any of you know that feeling, that's exactly what I'm talking about being a bridge between the spirit world and the human world. You just let it flow through you. It can also express itself through your work with children. Let's say you're a kindergarten teacher, or through just by picking up trash on your daily walk with your dog because you feel moved to do so, because it's lying there and it looks at you and you just feel moved to do it. Or through the compassion you show to your colleagues at work or your employees, and which makes them feel safe and do their work better. So any kind of work that lets you be a tool for spirit in any kind of way, if you use spiritual principles to make this world a better place. The point is that you are actively doing something to make this world a better place through your actions that are inspired by spirit. So yes, this is about living your purpose, and we'll talk about that and how to find your purpose in a little bit. But for now, remember that to be an effective bridge between the worlds, all you need to do is let spirit move you to take action every day. Even if it's just like one tiny little thing, like answering someone's question on the internet, or it could also be as big as setting up a nonprofit to keep your favorite forest clean. Any kind of action that you take on behalf of spirit basically makes you spiritual activist. As long as you are acting on spiritual principles like love, compassion, and kindness, you are effectively functioning as a bridge between the worlds and therefore as a spiritual activist. So that's number one, becoming a bridge between the worlds. And if you want to try that, then again, any kind of creative work is awesome to do this. When I was younger in my 20s, I wanted to be a full-time artist, and that's what I did. I sold art on the internet. That's how I started this whole internet thing, and I had several businesses online. Um, but when I was an artist, my favorite thing was really being in the flow. I didn't um, plan what I wanted to paint or draw. I just sat down and saw whatever flowed through me. And now I know that like this creative work really prepared me for my work as a spirit guide medium. And this brings me to the second way of like becoming a spiritual activist is find your life's purpose. So find and live your purpose. And I know this is a big topic that a lot of people are worried about. They think they don't know what their purpose is. So listen up if that's you. As you can tell, this is closely related to being a bridge between the worlds, but there is a difference. Whereas becoming a bridge is about taking any kind of action to make this world a better place, finding your purpose does it by focusing your efforts on one specific area to make improvements. It could be as specific as developing ways to sell products on the internet by employing feminist principles in the sales process. It's very specific. Or it can be as broad as making more people smile to raise the general vibration on the planet. And you could do that in myriad ways. So it can be broad, it can be like more focused. Oops, sorry. It doesn't matter where you are in your process of figuring out what your life purpose is. There's always one step that you can take in the right direction and become more clear in the process. So even if you only know that you love nature and you want to do something with nature and caring for nature, or do something to do with nature, and that's all you know, you do not have to first land your dream job in that sector to create change and be a spiritual activist. Just like we said earlier, go pick up trash to keep your personal favorite spot in nature clean. And then go maybe do it once a week, or even organize the neighbors to help you do it once a month and make it a community event with drinks after, or pizza and drinks after, or something like that. Because not only will you keep nature clean, at the same time you will bring like the neighborhood together and create community. You do not need to know your exact purpose to take action as a spiritual activist. Yeah, all you really have to do is live with purpose every day. And if you live with purpose every day, you will automatically find your purpose because you're taking little steps every single day towards revealing your big purpose to yourself. And then the third way to become a spiritual activist is to create close connections with your spirit guides. If you have no clue what you personally can do as a spiritual activist because you're stuck like so many people when it comes to their purpose, go ask your spirit guides. They can help you figure it out. Our life's purpose goes through many transformations and iterations. There is no such thing as like figuring it out once and then you just do it for the rest of your life. It needs to be updated, adapted, and upgraded all the time. That's just how it is. This, like all change, creates uncertainty. And well, humans are not great with uncertainty and change. And then you get stuck and become focused on your own misery and forget to take action. So I recommend always generally, I always recommend being in touch with your spirit guides because it's very, very helpful. But especially if you feel stuck, and especially if you feel stuck with your purpose, it's time to connect with your guides. They can get you back on track and help you figure out what to do next and how you can best serve as a spiritual activist. One great way to do so, to connect with your guides, and we did that last month, I think, yeah, two weeks ago, is to do a spirit guide ceremony to connect with them. And in this case, you want to do a specific spirit guide ceremony dedicated to this topic. So let your spirit guides basically initiate you as a spiritual activist by giving you tips on what you can do, how you can live with purpose every day in order to actually find your purpose and live your purpose. So what does that mean? It means that you set the intention to find a way to help make this world a better place. So you set the intention for yourself. I want to be part of this. I want to make this world a better place. I want more equality. I want more inclusivity. I want more compassion. Whatever spiritual principles you want to help bring into the world. So you set the intention for yourself. This is what I want to do. And that's all you need to know. You do not need to say, but how am I going to do it? Don't go crazy about that. Let your spirit guides help you with that. So you tell your spirit guides about that intention by creating the ceremony, by saying your intention out loud, by investing time and energy to create that ceremony. And then you basically ask for their feedback and input on how you can best serve the world with your specific talents and gifts and skills. And again, you can do this by creating a ceremony. And of course, that's exactly what we will do on October 26th, at the end of this month, at the end of Spiritual Activism Month. And I definitely hope you will join us then. And you will, of course, be notified via email about the details. So let us know one quick action step that you can take today as a spiritual activist and share in the chat. It can be something really small, or it can be something bigger. Let us know what it is. And again, if you don't know your purpose, that's totally fine. You can still live with purpose every day by taking small action steps. Again, if you go out with your dog every day, pick up a piece of trash that someone else threw away and throw it in the trash. So, is there something that you can do today as a spiritual activist? Let us know in the chat. Melly says that's how I am with painting and writing. Exactly. So take that feeling of like being a channel, of being a bridge, of being a channel, and apply that in the rest of your life as well. Where else can you use this? Mara says, I have no idea who my guides are or how to connect. It doesn't matter if you know who your guides are. You can always connect by just sharing your intention. Just sit, quiet your mind by meditating, and then say out loud, this is my intention. I want to help make this world a better place. How can I best do this? And then you just keep sitting there, and you just don't expect anything. Don't expect that there is going to be an answer right away, especially if you've never consciously connected with your guides. But then accept that the answer will come through synchronicities, intuitive hits, numbers you see, books that fall off the shelf, conversations you overhear, these kinds of things. Your spirit guides talk to you through these signs. And then listen to your intuition. Like when you feel like, oh, that book fell off the shelf, that's weird. And it's like about this topic about how to keep forests clean, whatever it is. Listen to that and take that as a sign from your guides. And then also, of course, if you want to know how to connect with your spirit guides like more closely and consciously, come back to the show because that's basically all we talk about. And also go back to last month's episodes because that's exactly what we talked about. And let me post that link one more time if I can find it really quickly. Right, hold on. All right, so this is my channel, Crowdcast. You can go there, watch the last 4 or 5 episodes, not the last one, but the ones from September, and you will learn how to connect with your spirit guides. Okay. Where are we? Angie says you look in your 20s now. Are you talking about me? Thank you. I'm 45. Melly says, I'm going to make sure someone does not feel alone and smiles when they walk away. Awesome. That's a good one. Definitely. Ayesha says, I will meditate daily. Meditation is great, but that's like you connecting with the spirit world, and that's necessary, especially if you want to be a bridge between the spirit world and the human world. So meditation opens that channel and keeps it open, but you also need the channel to the physical world. What are you going to do in the physical world? What's the action step that you take after meditating? So let's say during meditation, you realize that your nephew has ADHD and needs a way to calm themselves down. So you can teach him meditation, for example. So take something that you learned, something that is part of your spiritual belief system, and turn it into something that you can do practically out in the world. Carolina says, bring my neighbor some cake I made today. Yes, that's awesome. Great. Angie says, I plan on picking up garbage in the ditches around my home. Awesome. I do that with my dog when I walk around here. Cameron says, I am going to a friend's house to be a support and be a listening ear through her early recovery in sobriety. Yes, that's a really good one. Absolutely. Kelly says, I'm doing this by learning Reiki so I can help others heal. Perfect. So this is not just like being a bridge. This is on top of that. You are following your life's purpose. That's great. She also says, this has changed my daily life as well. Yes, absolutely. Margot says, I've been working with families that have lost children. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's really important work. Do you do that as a medium by any chance, or in what capacity? I'm curious. You don't have to share if you don't want to. I'm just curious. Maria says, today, acknowledge more aware of how my actions and words. I'm not sure what you're saying today. Acknowledge more of, I'm not sure. You have to clarify a little bit. Selena says it is amazing how guides sometimes give their sign. Like one time a child gave me a white feather. Yes, exactly. Exactly. The thing is with guides, and I say this again and again and again and again. So sorry if like you've heard it for the 10th time now, but your guides are probably not going to open the clouds and have a booming voice talk to you. That's just not how it works. It's much more subtle. They talk to you all the time, but because you have certain expectations of how it should look when your guides are talking to you, you totally miss the whole conversation. And that's really what I'm trying to do with this whole show and my work, is to show you that it's really simple to talk to your guides. You just need to change your mindset a little bit. You need to focus on the quiet voice inside your mind or inside your heart. The messages that come to you often come like a memory. During the last ceremony, I had people first remember what they had for dinner last night, just so they realize, okay, like when I remember what I had for dinner last night, I see an image inside my head, or I see my wife calling me to come to dinner inside my head. And it's the same way that your guides talk to you. It's like a memory. You might see an image inside your own mind that first doesn't make sense. Maybe you see your best friend from high school, and you're like, I don't know what that means. And then you just like put it aside because it doesn't make sense to you. But maybe you just asked for your guide's name, and this is their sign by sending you this image that your best friend Anna from high school has the same name as your spirit guide. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so Ayesha says, I will have a reading to help me determine what to do. I'll talk about that in a second. If you want, you can click that green button below, but I'll talk about that in a second. Absolutely. Or email me on my website. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do a reading for you. Maria says, sorry about my errors above. Today, acknowledge my main guides and be more aware of how my words and actions affect others and daily ritual. Yes, that's also a good one, to be aware of how your words and actions affect others, and then adjust that to only evoke yeah, good in the world. And of course, we're all like flawed humans, so we can't do it all the time. No one wants you to be perfect. But paying attention to your words and your actions and what kind of effect that has on the world is a really good one. Donna says, I became a Reiki master to help others heal. It is exactly what I am supposed to do, and I am humbled and grateful for this gift. Awesome. Congratulations. Bonnie says, I've learned to love the subtle ways my guides communicate with me. Exactly, Bonnie. Yes. Margot says, yes, I connect with the spirit somehow, but not sure of my gifts of the child, and help the family with messages, and in some cases ease their fear that their child suffering during the death. Yes, okay. You connect with spirit somehow, not sure of your gifts. What do you mean? Like your gift is to connect with spirit and help people, help families who lost children. Um, that is your gift. Or do you mean like which Claire you use, like Claire audience, if you hear or if you feel the information or if you see the information? I'm not sure. Melly says the messages I get are either movements with items or the presence of something, or that presence poking at me. Yes, that so with you it's very physical. You're that there are people that get information, yeah, in a physical way. So some people actually see things flying around, or they actually see their guides in physical form. That has definitely happened to me. Or they like things move around or disappear and then reappear. The lights could like flicker. If you have that, then you want to look into physical mediumship. Again, not because you have to become a professional medium, unless you want to, but there's a lot of information that you can get from studying physical mediums, just because it can show you, oh, that happened to this person and that is what it meant. It happens to me too. So what does it mean to me and how can I use it? I hope that makes sense. Sarah says, I feel my purpose is to help others to be more in their bodies. The plan is to work in groups. I feel that this idea came to me from beyond myself, even though there was no specific words, visions, or anything. Yes, this is another way that spirit guides can talk to you, just by giving you downloads, like ideas, like moments when you go like, oh, that's what I want to do. Or, oh, like these sudden insights. That's called claircognizance. So you don't see anything, you don't hear anything, you don't feel anything. It's just suddenly there. And that's the hardest of the, that's hard to explain and it's hard to get because it feels so normal to you. If you are claircognizant, you have had these like insights and ideas and downloads your entire life. So to you, that's normal. You think everyone has that. No, not everyone has it. So yeah, be grateful for that. And if anyone recognizes that, like these insights that come from somewhere and you're like, I don't know where this came from, but it's awesome and I'm going to run with it, that's your spirit guides. Ellie says, they are drawn to me and I have helped people feel safe. I like bad energy out. I'm good at it, alone and natural. They're drawn to me and I have helped people feel safe. Like bad energy out. I'm good at, I don't understand the last part. Sorry, today I'm not understanding you guys. You'll have to help me out. Um, Margot says, I work in hospice and healthcare and have volunteered at a children's hospice and respite home. Like the Claires, yes, I step inside of people and feel how they died. Yeah, that's awesome. They like, of course, like voluntary work is awesome, and working in a hospice and yeah, that's amazing work that you do. Thank you. Bonnie says, I interpret energy and translate in ways my fan base can easily understand. I interpret energy and translate. Yes. I make the communication relatable and less scary to those who've never considered that we are all connected to this guidance. Exactly. Yes, that's also awesome. Um, Similar to what I do. I try to teach people how they can connect with their guides, how easy it really is to connect with your guides. Once you get it, it's so obvious. But of course, like there are so many things that are easy but not simple to do. I guess that's what it is. And connecting with your guides is one of these. Um, Margot says, I know I'm an empath. Also, I get visions and just know things. There you go. So that's like clear sentience, clear feeling. So you feel things with your inner senses. You feel things about other people. And if you, so you're an empath and you, if you train yourself, that can grow into being psychic so that you not just feel them but you get concrete information from that. It's basically the same thing, being an empath and being psychic, um, and you get these psychic information through feelings. So keep going with that, go into that ability, into your empathy, train it every day. For example, if you're someone who's on the phone a lot with, let's say, clients, or you're in customer service, or you work in a shop somewhere where you're in contact with people a lot, a good way to train is to, let's say, you're in a shop, you could before the next customer comes in, focus for a second and just feel the energy that you think belongs to the next customer, and just like write some things down that you think your next customer might be like personality traits, or what they look like, or what they want to buy. Just take a guess, take a wild guess. No one's gonna look at it. There's nothing, you can't be wrong. And then see if it makes sense. And you can train yourself that way. And everyone can do that. Um, Melly says, like people who are afraid of the spirit in their house always seek me. And when they meet me, I always say I can try to help. And I naturally know how to do it. I do not now know where it came from. My mom was like that. Well, then you do know where it came from your mom. It's an ancestral gift that was passed down to you. That's awesome. Um, Keep working with it. Keep the more you do it, the more you obviously train yourself, the better you get at it, um, and the more people will come to you. That's great. And if that is something you might, or I don't know if you make money with it or not, but you could if you wanted to. Why not? Bonnie says yes, and Margot says thank you. You're welcome. And Maddie says, I do not charge. I just want to help. That's totally fine. Um, But what I want to say about this, because this is another big topic that I definitely want to do a monthly theme around, is like spirituality and money. There's a big misconception that if you have a spiritual gift, if you do spiritual work, that you cannot ask for money, because in the past, shamans, mediums, psychics, whatever they're called around the world, didn't take money either. And that's simply not true. I'm partially Embera, which is an indigenous culture from Colombia, and the shamans have always been paid for their services. Maybe not in money, obviously, but in other services, in like if I am someone and go to that shaman and that shaman helps me, I might go and help him in his garden, or I might give him some fish or whatever it is. There has to be an exchange in energy. Otherwise, if you just do the work and nothing comes back, you're going to be depleted. So even if you don't want to ask for money, ask for something else. For example, what you can do is like, if this is the first time that you're working in a spiritual way, that you're doing healing, whatever it is, tell your first 5 clients, I'm doing this for free, but you will have to give me an honest testimonial after. Like, give me feedback after, because then you can use that feedback and put it on your website to advertise your services, for example. But have them give you something back. There has to be an exchange. All right, we're totally off topic, but I hope it helps. Selena asks, sorry, a bit off topic, but I seem to have a knack for working in the dream world, like lucid dreaming and also astral projection. Would this be a good way to connect with spirit guides? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do it. I've had maybe 2 lucid dreams, and I know what's it called? Astral project, but I'm not aware of it. And if you figure out how to do like connect with your guides like that, let me know. I'm happy to do an interview with you. I know it's possible. I personally don't do it that way because I don't know how, or I'm not good at astral projection, I guess, or at least not consciously. But I know it's a great way to do it. Kelly says, I work in customer service on phones. Oftentimes I end up telling them a message. This is one of the reasons I am here working with you all. I hope to find a career in this, for it is not the best practice with selling internet to people. No, probably not, but I think it's hilarious. But see, so um, like you have a job that you're on the phone with people and you use it to practice. I think that's awesome. I know that a lot of mediums used to be, for example, hairdressers, and because they're so much like in other people's spaces and in their aura all the time, that they start picking up on spirits that are around people, that they pick up on emotions, and that they suddenly know things about these people and get confused. And then at some point figure out, oh, I'm a psychic, or oh, I'm a medium, and then they switch and switch careers. So, and the same is true for hospice people, by the way, hospice nurses. Anyone who works with people like really up close is so exposed to their energy that it helps them open their channels. Melly says, I do the same thing, just not money. Yeah, that's totally fine. I grew up on a Native American reservation after I was adopted, and they also taught me about myself, as they would call me the white light. Awesome. That's really awesome. I'm also adopted, by the way. The white light. That's a nice one. Selena says, thank you so much. Gotta try to practice it more. Yes, absolutely. Go ahead. And she says she can't see my video anymore. Can everyone else still see my video? Let me know. Okay, so other people can. So Angie, just like reload your page, refresh the browser, and you will probably be able to see me again. And Maddie also adopted her 2 kids. Awesome. All right, so if there are any other questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, we'll move on to me doing readings for you guys. All right, let's see. But first, let me see, where are we? I have my notes here and I'm confused where I am. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because I was looking for the link. Now I know why I'm confused. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Again, if you have more questions, post them in the chat. Right. So also, if you want to learn more about how to connect with your spirit guides and all that, and use your spirit guides' wisdom to create real change in your own and other people's lives, I'm in the process of building a community called Spirit Guide Society. It's bringing together spiritual seekers, light workers, and spiritual activists like you who are on a quest to create close relationships with their spirit guides. And we do this in order to develop our spiritual gifts, live with purpose every day, and design a better world in 2019 and beyond. We will gather for weekly spirit guide communication practice sessions, and Maria can tell you about that. She has been doing that for me for a little while, and I will be reopening this. And also, we'll do one monthly group ceremony like we did last month and like we will do at the end of this month. And the goal is to make this world a more, like we said earlier, egalitarian, inclusive, and collaborative place for ourselves and others with the help of our spirit guides. So if that sounds like something you want to be part of, then click this green button below. And it will take you to a page on my website. And you can sign up for the waitlist for when I open Spirit Guide Society again. And you'll also get a 10% discount code for a spirit guide reading with me if that is something that interests you. And you will get that automatically via email, that discount code, if you sign up for that waitlist. All right, so Maria says Yamile's readings are very helpful. I've had two. They have given me confidence in my skills. Awesome. So yeah, Maria has done readings with me and she's taken classes with me. So she's great and I love working with her. So now we're gonna do mini readings. So to do mini readings, you want to find the ask a question section. And it's down there. It's called ask a question. If you're on your if you're on a desktop, you will find it right away. If you're on a phone, it's a little bit harder to find. You have to go down and click on view chat, I think. And then on the bottom, you'll see a little question mark. Click on that question mark. Or go to the chat and there's a little plus sign left to the chat where you would usually type your chat. Click on that and it will ask you, do you want to make this a question? And you can say yes. All right. I know there's people in here that have done this who know how it works. If anyone is confused, ask in the chat and I'm sure someone will help you out. So if you go to the ask a question section, type in newbie. So, and this is only for people who've never had a reading before from me. So type in newbie. Nothing else, no questions, no hi, no nothing, just newbie. So I can like quickly find you and can give you a reading. All right. And then while you do that, in the meantime, here are a few things that you need to know. One is I have my own definition of spirit guides, and mine is that any kind of being from the higher realms that is connected to us in unconditional love and wants to help us on our spiritual path and in day-to-day life is a spirit guide. So that includes 7 types of spirit guides. Number 1 is angels. Number 2 is ancestors. So these could be ancestors like your grandmother that you've known, or ancestors that are way further back, like thousands of years back, or even ancestors from a past life, or even more like a vocational ancestor. Let's say you're a nurse and maybe your ancestor was also a nurse. Sorry, your spirit guide could be someone who was also a nurse, so who's not like a biological ancestor, but a vocational ancestor. So we have angels, ancestors, nature beings, so nature spirits, elves, fairies, gnomes, these kinds of beings. You have star beings, otherwise known as aliens, but aliens, I don't like that term. I don't want you to think about scary Hollywood movies because your spirit guides are not scary. They're here to help you. Number 5, ascended masters. These are humans that have lived on Earth as humans, have left the reincarnation cycle and are now helping from the other side. Then we have deities, so gods and goddesses from all over the place. And last but not least, animal spirits. So these are the 7 types of spirit guides that can come through for you during these mini readings that we're about to do. Also know that we all have a team of guides, so it's not just one guide. And the one that has the most important message will be the one that steps forward. This could be one that you already know. This could be one that you don't know yet. It could be one that has been with you for your entire life. It could be one that's just here to help you through a specific phase of your life. Also, you will get the messages that you need to hear, which might be different from what you want to hear or expect to hear. So please be open to that. Your guides have a more bird's eye view of your life than you do. And the things that we get obsessed about might not be that important in the big scheme. So trust your guides. All right, so let's see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll invite you on screen. You'll get a little notification that says that I invited you on screen. You'll have to say yes, and then you'll pop up here with me and I'll give you a reading. All right, so I'm going to invite Ayesha. And Rebecca. And guys, again, please only type newbie, nothing else. I need to find you quickly. And I'm inviting a few people at the same time. So we can go do this in quick succession. Okay, so I'm going to invite you. So you can type newbie. Oh,
Hello.
Hold up. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
I can't see.
Was that me again? Let me see. Last time it was.
Hi.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi.
Hi. So we're going to go with Rebecca first.
Hmm.
And I have to turn down the volume a little bit. And Margot, I muted you for now, just so I can focus on you're next. All right, Rebecca, I'm going to close my eyes because that's how I focus the best. And then it takes me maybe 30 seconds and then I'll tell you whatever I see. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, let me know where you're from.
I'm from Congo, but I live in Norway.
Oh, okay. Awesome. I did an ancestry test and I think I was like 16% from Congo. So,
Oh.
all right. All right, Rebecca, there's definitely a nature spirit with you, and I know that it's a male. I can't see it clearly yet. Sometimes that happens, so let's just see what happens. But yeah, definitely nature spirit, male, small. It's like, I want to say like this, a little bit bigger than a head. I know he's a forest creature, so he lives in the forest. That's what I can see. I don't know a name yet, but I think he's kind of like I want to say like not exactly a gnome, not exactly a troll, like somewhere in between, but a friendly one. So some people think trolls are always evil. No, not at all. This is definitely a friendly one. No worries. And this is very much about unearthing. Oh, here we go. This is about, so the message is about unearthing your spirituality. Spirituality that is like kind of like deep down inside of you that comes from your from your ancestors. So it's about doing a little bit of maybe research into your ancestry, see how like the spiritual traditions from, for example, Congo are, and what you can take from that and apply in your own life.
Okay.
And it's about finding, It's also about you being something like a cultural ambassador, in the sense that you are literally like a bridge between cultures, because your ancestry is here, but you live somewhere else, and you
Mm.
bring the energy from your ancestors to the place where you are now automatically, just by being you.
Mm.
And if doing that on a more conscious level, a little bit more conscious, is really what this spirit guide is encouraging you to do.
Okay.
um, Again, this can be that you find out, for example, that your ancestors would, I don't know, like do ceremonies, or maybe they would sing, or maybe they would dance to connect to the spirit world. Doesn't mean you have to do everything exactly the way they did.
Mm.
Obviously not. We're new people, we do things in new ways, but maybe you can incorporate some of it. Maybe you like to sing, and so you incorporate singing into your own spiritual daily practice, for example. And it doesn't have to be like the traditional songs. It can be something you make up or something you like, but it's about connecting with your ancestors to bring out the spirituality that is relevant for you today.
Mm.
um he's not giving me a name. He says it's not important. um
Okay.
He says what's important is to know that he is somehow connected to your ancestry, that he is a forest dwelling spirit. Um, and it's an ancient spirit, and it's male, and he is, yeah, connected to your ancestry. That's why he's around you, because of your ancestors.
Okay.
So I hope that helps, and gives you some inspiration for your
Mm.
practice. All right, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, so we have Margot. Hi, Margot. Where are you from again?
Minnesota.
Oh, ah, yeah. Okay, awesome. All right, let's see. All right, Margot, you have an angel around you. It's a female angel. I can see her much clearer than this nature spirit before. Oh, sorry, I have to go back. The nature spirit, Rebecca, is also one who lives like, now I understand. He lives like in the like really in the, like in the forest, in the thick of the forest, like where people do not come. That's where he likes to be. And that's why I saw him like a shadowy, and I couldn't really see him, because he likes to keep in the dark. He likes to stay away from most humans. Sorry, I just got that information. All right, back to Margot. Let me see. Angel, female. Let me yeah, let me mute you so I can hear you better. I can focus better. Um, this one is tough. Let me. Sometimes it helps when I look at people. Okay, let me try again. Right. Okay. Yeah. Again, like it's a female angel, and she just showed me she's wearing boots. I don't know yet why, but she's wearing boots. And I know when I get information, and this is something you all can learn. Sometimes you get information you don't understand it. Do not dismiss it. Just say it out loud, and then you will get the next. You have to trust that the next clue will come. It's always a little bit like detective work. So she's showing me like where that she's wearing boots. They look sturdy. They look a little bit like actually boots that you would wear when you ride a motorbike or something. And I know this is about this has to do with like either being tough or toughening up, or really stand your ground, have both feet on the earth, have both feet on the ground, not let other people move you from your position if you don't want to. So there's from what I understand, there's a situation in your life where you need to stand your ground, where you need to be like really grounded, where you need to take a stand, where you need to um, stand up for yourself. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you? Do you have a situation like this in your life? Hold on, we can't hear you. Okay, go ahead.
Maybe I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of the situation that maybe that might be a personal relationship.
Yeah, that could be. Let's see if there's more. This is very much about, yeah, staying tough, like toughening up, like yes, you're a sensitive person, but don't let that sensitivity be used to take advantage of you, if that makes sense, or be used to let other people like bulldoze you. um
Boundaries.
yes, yes, yes. So yeah, put on like your boots so you can, and these are boot like heavy boots, so they keep you down, they keep you grounded so you can't like float off. um but there's also something about work, there's also something about like standing your ground, like set boundaries when it comes to work. And I have a feeling this is about almost like your work or what you want to do, or your dream when it comes to work is a little bit like hazy, and it has to be more focused. Would you understand that?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. What I want to
Okay.
do is my life purpose and focus on that and not let
Okay.
my life take over so much so I have time for what I'm
Yes.
be doing.
Yes. Okay.
Hmm.
So like when I put this together, it's very much about like yeah, staying focused on your work, stay grounded, and like what we talked about today, being spiritual, meditating, all that is great, but find a way to um incorporate it into your daily life and take action. And again, it doesn't matter if you know your purpose already, just take one step at a time. And this is very much about not letting others um, take you away from that focus. And not just, this is not about like blaming others, this is about you saying, okay, there are these other people and I love them and I want to connect with them and take care of them or whatever, but I also need to like set boundaries so I can focus on my own thing.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I think that's all I can give for today.
Okay.
Let me see if there's a name. I can tell you your angel is like a tough one, like a tough cookie, but in a good sense.
Oh,
She's not like a typical fluffy angel. Yes, she has the wings and she looks like an angel, but she's like, okay, she's a little bit like a taskmaster, and I think
I
that
love.
that's for you a good thing at this point in your life.
Yeah.
So yeah, let her like learn to connect with her more, and let her tell you, okay, this is where we're going.
Okay. No
And
name.
also, no, I didn't get a name, I'm sorry, today they're a little bit shy with names.
Okay.
Also, I can tell you it's not just your angel who's like this, you are like this yourself too. Bring
Yes.
that, yeah, bring that out in yourself a little bit more as well.
Okay.
It's a gift. Being like a little bit tough is a gift.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much.
very welcome. All
You have a
right.
great day. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's see. There are more people that I haven't done yet. I'm sure there are. Um, Bonnie, I'll invite you. And we had Margot and Angie. And I hear someone typing. Who's that?
Yeah, am
But
I
don't...
still online? This is Aisha.
Oh, I guess so. But I don't see you here.
Yeah, I don't know how to. It showed me
That
on screen, but I don't know how to.
that is so weird because I don't see you on screen. Can you mute yourself? Oh, there. I think I see you. Okay, got you. All right, bye. Okay, let's invite some more people. So I know you were here last time and you told me how to pronounce your name and I forgot again. I'm so sorry, but Kishay or Kishay, Sarah, and yeah, I invited everyone. What's going on? Again, Angie, I'll try. All right, you guys, I see that I invited Bonnie. Okay. Ah, there we have someone. Awesome. Hi.
Hello.
I think last time I asked you how to pronounce your name, but I forgot again.
Yes, it's Kishay.
Kishay, sorry about that. I'll get used to it at some point. All right, so let's see who's here for you.
Hi. This is
Hi.
Yemoonyah.
Hi. Hi there.
Hi.
All right, I'm gonna mute you and I'll unmute you if I need to get some feedback, just so I can focus better. All right, Kishay, let's see. Oh, someone just came in. I'm trying to mute Sarah, but it won't let me. Ah, there we go. Okay. Sorry, Kishay, back to you. All right, Kishay. For you, there is as an ascended master. She's female. She's someone who lived on Earth as a human, but she has left the reincarnation cycle, which means she has reached what we would call enlightenment or ascension. And she's showing me you as I want to say like a priestess or a nun or something like this, and this was in the past. This is a past life, and she's showing me that you in that lifetime you walked a spiritual path of quietude and solitude, and really going within yourself. And she says this still has implications on your life today, because in that lifetime you were very careful with your words. You wouldn't just talk, you would think a lot about what you said, if you talked at all. And I think you might have even taken an oath of silence at some point in that lifetime. So in this lifetime, that is still playing out in some ways. She's not exactly telling me how, but I feel it could either be that you're someone who's very talkative, or the opposite, that you're really still a quiet person. Let me know if this makes sense to you so far.
The priestess part makes sense. I've actually been trying to connect with my past lives, because I had dreams where I thought I was a witch, but the priestess makes more sense.
Actually, I saw the witch
I
part
used to
as
be
well, but it was like it's almost like you did both, like you were a priestess, but you had knowledge of like herbs and all these kinds of things.
Yes, currently I am a green witch, so I
got your soul.
So I actually studied herbs and things like that.
Yes.
I used to be a quiet person, and I've actually been thinking I need to speak out more.
Okay, got it. So yeah, the quietness is still there. Okay, got it.
Got the
Okay, let
song.
me see if there's anything else. So yeah, she's this ascended master. She's saying to really tap into that feeling, like tap into that priestess or also witch feeling. Like, what does that feel like on the inside? Not so much what you do with it on the outside, like not so much the title that you give yourself or the things you do, but where does this come from? Follow it down inside of you to the core that makes you feel like a priestess, that makes you want to connect to that past life. And then let's see, because there are things that you learned in that past life that you can still um, how do I say this, bring out, that will have a benefit for this past life. Usually when we become aware of a past life, it's always about what did you learn in that past life that is applicable now, otherwise we wouldn't remember it. And so go deep within, um, and trust your own intuition about this, and maybe journal about it, like what kind of life did you have. Like, just if you want to, just make it up, because your intuition will guide you in the right direction. And then figure out what life lesson you can apply in this life that helps you to get ahead with whatever you want to do with your life. Now let me see if there I can see more clearly who she is. Well, this person, you knew this person in that past life. And I'm not sure if you knew that person as a person, like someone who was there with you as a human being incarnated, or if this was like someone, like, let's say, a saint that you knew in the spirit world that you worked with. I'm not sure if she was incarnated or not incarnated, but either way, you worked with her soul in that past life. So you've known her for a long time, and that's why she's still around and wants to help you. And I do feel there is some connection to France that has to do with this past life or this person. Do you have any connection to France by any chance?
I actually used to study French and Spanish, but not anymore.
Okay, but yeah, that's that happens a lot, like that there's the connection, you feel drawn to either like read about the country, or you always wanted to visit Paris, or you studied French, or whatever it is. There's a connection there. So yeah. Yeah, no, that's all I can give you for now. I hope this helps you and supports you on your path forward. Thank you
Yes,
so
that
much
was
for
very
coming.
helpful.
You're very welcome. All right, and then we have Sarah. Let me unmute you, Sarah. Hi there, how are you? Oh, it's unmuted again. Let me unmute you. Okay. Nope. Let me unmute you. You don't do anything. Otherwise, I unmute you and then you mute yourself again. Okay, now you can talk, I think. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Ooh,
Big echo.
there's a bad feedback. Whee. You guys hear that as well? Sorry. Did you guys hear that? Like that echo? Oh my god. Hold on. Could be on my side. Sorry guys, give me 1 sec. Okay, let me try again to unmute you and see if it works now. Okay, can you say something again? Oh, still there. Oh, Sarah.
About.
Oh God. Sorry. All right. All right. I'll try to do it like this, and you'll just have to give me feedback in the chat, okay? So if I ask you a question, please chat. Yeah. All right. So let's see. All right. There's definitely a nature spirit with you. I also see animals though. So, but let me see which one wants to step forward. All right. So there's two. Yeah. Okay. There's nature beings around you, and there's animal spirit around you. The one that steps forward right now is it's a bird. It's a black bird. Looks like a crow or something like that. Um, and it's sitting on your right shoulder, and it's a messenger. And this crow is, yeah, it's a messenger between the spirit world and you. So this is about like its message is very much about how to connect with the spirit world for you. Okay, so it's a male, and he's saying that the best way for you to connect with the spirit world is to set your intention, send out a thought, send out the question, or whatever it is that you want to communicate. Send it out by really focusing on the question or the thought, speaking it out loud, and have your spirit guide, the crow, bring it to the spirit world. So basically, you ask the question, you set the intention, whatever it is, and then you let it go. So you might also like write it down on a piece of paper and put it on your altar, for example, but then let it go and let the answer come to you. Do not force it, because for you it takes a while, because you have this messenger that has to go and bring the message to the spirit world and come back and relay the message back to you. So if you see big black birds, that's always a sign to pay attention, because there's a message. That means when you see one, if you can, stop what you're doing for 5 seconds. Pay attention to your inner feelings, your thoughts that you just had. Pay attention to what's going on around you and see if there is a message for you in that, in your own thoughts, in your own emotions, or whatever is going on outside. There, every time when you see a black bird, especially crows, there is a message for you that needs your attention. Also, I'm getting the feeling that generally animals like you. So and if I'm not mistaken, you actually help animals in some way. So for example, you might take on abandoned um, animals, or animals like generally feel drawn to you. Would you understand that? You can just go like this or like this, so I know. Uh, so I'm not sure. Like if my question is, do yes, okay, there you go. Okay, awesome. Let's see. So animals in general are messengers also for you. But the crow is like the biggest one. But generally, animals, when you pay attention to animals, they can tell you a lot. Like cats, for example, like they oftentimes will look in the corner of the room and it's almost as if someone's there. If you see that, there is someone there. Not in a scary way, but like there might be your spirit guides there. There's a message there. So pay attention to animals generally. You can learn a lot from them, especially when it comes to following and trusting your own intuition. Animals always trust themselves. They don't second guess themselves. They don't think, oh, I just made this up or anything like this. They just know, they feel something and they just act on it. And you can learn from animals when it comes to these things. because sometimes you tend to overthink things, you tend to second guess yourself, and you don't trust your own intuition enough. Would you understand that as well? A little bit of a lag, so I'm waiting for her to respond. In the meantime, yes, yes, with the older we get, the more we learn to trust ourselves, thank God. Okay, let's see if there's anything else for you. Yeah, again, there are also nature spirits, but I don't have the time to go into that right now. But there are definitely also nature spirits around you. There's something about, like, also for you, something with herbs and plants and working with them, especially when it comes to health. You also have healing abilities, and you have had past lives as a healer. So just, yeah, to give you that at the end of this mini reading. And I hope this helps you. Oh, you're happy. What happened? I can see you smile. Okay, while I'm waiting for her comment. So yeah, that's all the mini readings I can do for today. Bonnie, come back next time. I'm happy to do one for you. I invited you on screen, but somehow you didn't pop up. So let's see if it works next time. Also, if any one of you wants to book a one-on-one reading with me, which are 60 minutes and obviously private, and then click that same green button below, and you'll can sign up for that wait list and automatically get a 10% off your first reading with me. Also, if you want to be notified when Spirit Guide Society opens its door again, so you can join a community of like-minded people and together make this world a better place with the help of our spirit guides, again, click that button below, and sign up for the waitlist. And if you you can also follow me on Instagram, where I share tips, tools, and resources to communicate with your guides as well. All right, let me see if I didn't forget anything. No, I didn't. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope, yeah, you learned something here today that you can take into your own world. And yeah, let's make this world a better place with the help of our spirit guides. And thanks so much for coming. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Bye.